Well, studies show that 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage. And this heartbreaking reality compounds when families desperately want to have children and simply can't. Julia and Ryan Sadler understand. They suffered through 3 miscarriages in 1 year. And yet, God had something special in store for them. Take a look.
Ryan and Julia Sadler waited 7 years after they were married to have children. In 2016, Julia got pregnant right away, but she miscarried. They tried again, but while on vacation, Ryan and Julia lost a baby for a second time.
We had a sense that we're supposed to be parents. I felt the whole time that it was just, God said, it's not time yet.
Even after a 3rd miscarriage that same year, Ryan and Julia never stopped believing for a family.
No matter what happened, I kept just hearing in my spirit, I've got you. I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
Follow Ryan and Julia's pregnancy adventures and more on TLC's reality series, Rattled.
Ryan and Julia are here with us. Welcome. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Good to be here.
So you guys are married in 2010, right? Is that right?
2009.
Yeah.
2009. Okay. And you decided not to start a family right away. What went into that decision?
We were 20.
That works. That works.
That was the decision. Yeah,
Yes.
we met when we were very young, and I really wanted to marry Ryan. And
It was 8th grade.
apparently he wanted to marry
Yeah.
me.
Oh, 8th grade.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good you put it off until you were 20,
Yeah.
huh?
I know,
We waited
like
6 years.
something about their laws or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so even though we got married really young, I wanted to get a master's degree and wanted to pursue becoming a professional counselor, and that's about a 10-year endeavor. And so we waited until we had finished our schooling.
Did it ever occur to you that there would be any kind of a struggle once you decided to start a family?
No, since we waited so long, actually I would have people come up and say, are you struggling? Because you can tell me if you are. I was like, no, like we're just not trying right now. We feel like God's called us to really build the student ministry at our church at this time. That's what we're going to focus on. So we had no idea there was any issue or anything like
at all.
that.
So in 2016, you find yourself pregnant and you miscarry the first time. What was that like?
The first time, it was hard and it was sad, but at the same time, I had had friends tell me that they had experienced miscarriages and that it's pretty normal. It's nothing. I mean, it obviously is very sad, but it's also something a lot of people go through. And so while it was sad, it wasn't just the end of the world, probably. We still were pretty high in spirits. And it happened the same night that I was having a girls' event in our backyard. I had 100 teenage girls there, and it was for an event called Legacy Night. The catchphrase is "live your legacy" instead of "leave your legacy." And so it was so neat how God was trying to encourage us even in the midst of losing our first child, because there were 100 girls I was teaching God has a plan for you right now.
Well, I agree with you. Often you hear when someone has a miscarriage, well, that does happen frequently. But now, same year, miscarriage number 2.
Yes.
And then miscarriage number 3. Did you start to question whether God had a plan for you to be parents?
I definitely did not question if God had a plan for us to be parents. What I started thinking was, wow, I wonder what's going on just behind the scenes, spiritual warfare wise. I was like, it seems very intentional that we're supposed to go through some massive struggle right now.
What was the struggle like for you, Ryan?
It was really hard because a lot of it was me watching Julia go through this. And I mean, I've always had kind of a dream of getting married, having kids, that kind of thing. And so I was kind of seeing this dream not happening the way I thought it would.
Sure.
And so there was a loss for me there as well. And, you know, it was just, for me, I had to remember as the husband to, I can't exactly fix this, but just coming alongside of her and helping her, walking with her through the losses. I mean, it was hard.
I can't imagine.
Ryan deserves a gold medal.
Through it all,
You're super mom over here, so.
You're well matched, I would say. But through it all, you are asking God for multiples. Did you mean multiples all at one time, or did you just mean multiple children?
I don't know. No. So after the 3 losses, we just really took seriously James 4:2, you have not because you ask not. And of course, more theology goes into it than that. But we decided just to boldly ask God for what we wanted. We wanted 3 children. I really wanted multiples because after losing 3 so quickly within a short time frame, I thought, wow, I mean, that's going to take a long time just to kind of redeem those losses. So, I mean, at the most I ever thought of was twins. And yeah.
So you get pregnant the 4th time.
Yes.
And it seems to be holding, and you go for the ultrasound. I just want to know what that was like.
All right, so this is a great story, actually. So we were at the ultrasound because we kind of went and do some checkups, and so the doctor was performing the ultrasound. She pulls away really quickly, and she says, "I don't want to scare you."
And I knew. I'm like, I know what it is.
Great opening line.
I know it's twins.
I know, and I'm thinking, what? And she said, there are 3 babies in there. And Julia immediately
I'm like, yeah,
she's like laying down, but she's, so excited.
I'm like, high five.
I know, and I'm like, I'm a little shocked. and then I realized.
Shocked because.
Right, because we've been praying for it, and it happened,
You were shocked because of how she started the sentence. I
Yes.
don't want to scare you.
Right.
Well, I would have been holding my breath a little bit too at that point.
There are 3 puppies.
Yes. Out of this whole experience has come a reality TV show called Rattled.
Yes,
Tell me about that.
So, with the miscarriages, we're overnight thrust into this whole subculture of infertility and miscarriages. And I mean, we just didn't know anything about all of this. And it's like 6.1 women struggle with infertility.
Wow.
And so it's this massive subculture of people hurting and that need to be encouraged. And so whenever we became pregnant with triplets, immediately I said, Ryan, I hope we can get on a TV show. And that was so weird. It was like, why? Or where did that dream come from?
Right.
But I just wanted people to be encouraged. I wanted as many people as possible to hear the story of hope. That's not our story, it's God's.
Well, I want to say hope has a name.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm sorry.
Right.
Names.
Yeah.
And so can we bring the children in? I want you to see what God did. Come on in. Oh my gosh. Hi, buddy.
Baby.
Oh my goodness. Hi, is that Mommy and Daddy? Look at you.
There.
So introduce your children.
All right, so this right here, this is Blake.
Blake, I love your hair. Just saying.
Thank you. Now, Blake, he's our...
Actually, they like his hair too. They pet it.
Yeah, they do.
They're kind of jealous of the hair.
He's our sweet boy. He likes to cuddle, aren't you?
He says, there you are, Dad.
He's always notices everything.
Yes, he's very observant, and really, if one of them are crying, he really is
He's the
concerned about them.
comforter.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, he's very smart. And then Blair is just the definition of sweet and sassy. So
Good
she
girl,
goes
Blair.
Lots of ways.
Yeah.
Be really, really cute, and then
She's
She
hiding
tells
that
what's
sassy
up.
behind that bow. Can I just
Yes,
say?
definitely.
And this little man.
We'll be able to see his personality.
Hi. Hi.
So Barrett is our lover and our fighter.
Well, follow Ryan and Julia's journey on TLC's hit show Rattled. It's every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. 9 Central. Here's our scripture for today. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Thank you, guys. What a beautiful, beautiful family. Can't imagine your life. It's just got to be a little crazy.
It's